So, hi parents, Mrs. W, this is the mobile classroom. I changed the angle so it's something different for you to see, not too exciting. But I thank you for tuning in, for listening to the video. I just wanted to give you an overview of my plans for the next 9 weeks to get us through the next hurdle. Originally, I was thinking 3 weeks. Yep, I can do this. You can do it. We'll be all right. No problem. Once they decided no more school for the rest of the year in the physical building, I just felt that I needed to restructure things to get very specific, very detailed plans for the week so that you would know what I expect, and I will be able to hopefully make this a little easier for you as you plan your day with your child. I've talked to many of you, I've talked to other teachers. I do know that devices and internet has been challenging for some, and I just appreciate the effort that you are making to make this work for your child. I feel I have a responsibility to you as an employee of Moline Christian, but also as your child's teacher, and that, man, we've spent 3/4 of the year together, and I would just be disappointed if the last 9 weeks were a total flop. So I think we've done well the first 3 weeks. Seesaw will still be my main interactive platform for your child to talk to me, to show me their work, for myself to create activities and videos and to send them to you. It just works out well. It saves everything so that I can always go back and look for an activity or an assignment, or just to get a better insight as to how your child is doing. Having said that, this quarter will be a quarter where I will not see your child in person. Report cards that you should have received by now for the third quarter, I was interacting with your child for about 6.5 weeks of that. And so the report card reflected that time, plus some of which of the videos and assignments that they did on Seesaw, but the majority of it was our in-class work. Now the challenge is to assess your child properly, not having any feedback. When I'm in the classroom, I can read their body language, I can read their faces, whether they are comprehending, whether they need additional help, whether I need to stop the lesson and say, you know what, that's enough for us today. Let's do something else. We'll pick it up tomorrow. I don't get that interaction. So I'm going to really depend on you and your feedback. I feel we've brought in additional resources for those of you whose children have been receiving additional reading and math instruction, and I've communicated that with you. So that should be very beneficial to your child. And I've done a few other things that I feel, at the least, it'll help me feel much better about what I'm delivering to your child, and the speed in which I'm asking for feedback on that, and the manner in which that feedback will be given. So what you can expect from me, I just emailed this document to you. This is my weekly plan. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday will pretty much be a carbon copy of each other. You can expect a math lesson, a language arts lesson, a Bible devotion time, and a grammar lesson. So there will be between 3 and 4 videos. I try to keep those 10 minutes each, and those videos are used so that I can teach the lesson to your child, and that will launch them into their assigned work. Then you will also receive weekly a layout for the whole week. You will be able to see what my plans are for Friday, Thursday, Tuesday, Monday, the assignments that I will be asking your child to turn in, and you'll be able to see that. And so instead of a nightly email, you'll have one a week. I hope to get that out by Sunday night. It will for sure be out by Sunday night, if not earlier. When you read through each block and what will be expected, if the assignment says optional assignment, optional activity, that means you do not have to do the assignment or the activity. You have to watch the video, but your child will not be responsible for turning anything in. That way, if you need a little extra work for your child, that's where you can get it. If your child is spending the right amount of time on work and accomplishing the required activities, and that's all they can handle, that is fine. This is such a unique learning environment that you are going to be able to read your child much better than I, because I do not get that instant reaction, that one-on-one contact. So please do the required activities. Where it says optional, again, that's up to you to decide if your child needs that or not. Wednesdays and Fridays, I will consider a lighter academic day, meaning I could have a math review activity. It might be a short video. For instance, I have one planned for April 15 where they just have to tune in and watch a YouTube video of Granny P reading a book to them that touches on some concepts that we've worked on in math that week. So it's just to sit back, relax, and do that. There's an optional activity tag to that. You don't have to do it, but I still do need you to watch the video. Writing will take place on Wednesdays. My job is to get your child to write paragraphs between now and the end of the year so that they are ready for third grade. So we will be doing some writing together. Moby Max, I would like them to spend some time on Moby Max on Wednesdays. So there's no video for that. They just log on 15 minutes and they're done. On Fridays, I would like them to do Reading Eggs. They know how to operate it. I will send their passwords home in the basket that I will talk about in a few minutes. And they know how to log on and they know how to do the activities. There are videos for them to watch, which they do not need to watch. They do have to do the activities. And you might want to ask them about that, because they ask me that every time we would do that at school. Can I do the games and the videos? Nope, you have to do the activities, which has a lot of grammar practice, phonics practice, reading practice, read aloud practice. It's a really good site that we use. I would still like to continue the Zoom class meetings on Fridays at 10:30 so that we can gather together as best as we can as a class. We'll do the spelling test, and then we'll do a game. So it'll probably be a half hour to 45 minutes long. I have upgraded my Zoom membership so that it has a few more restrictions on it. I have to admit each of your students into the meeting, so that if there's a device or an email address that I do not recognize, I won't let them in. I talked with Kevin Offringa about the security of that, and he said Zoom is by far the most secure interactive meeting site. And he said that the issues that they've been having are more for business meetings with older adults. People can peg those off. They're not looking for little classroom meetings. But again, you have to have a password now to get into my site, and you can only get that through me, through an email directly to you. And you go into a waiting room, and I actually have to click you into the meeting. So if there's a name that I don't recognize, they won't be in. So I feel very comfortable with it. I've used it in several different ways over the last 3 weeks with family and friends, and I've not had any issue at all. Wednesdays, I would like to start reading groups. That's one thing that the kids are missing out on. I would divide the kids into smaller groups of 3 to 5 children. We would set up a specific time on Wednesday to meet as a group through Zoom so that we can read the book that I assign to them together. I can hear them read out loud. They can hear me read out loud. We can ask each other questions. We can laugh. We can talk. It's just going to cover a variety of needs that they are missing right now in the classroom. Those read aloud books will be in a Ziploc bag in the basket that I deliver. So speaking of baskets, Kevin is allowing teachers to come in one at a time into the classroom. Tomorrow is my day, and I will copy off the next 3 weeks of worksheets that we'll need for our language arts program. You'll have the new spelling lists. I will also put in the books that I would like your child to use for the reading groups that will take place on Wednesdays. Um, I will also try to put in more books in their level that they can use for AR reading. I'm going to try to get into the desk and get some pens or markers, crayons, pencils, glue stick, anything that I think they will need over the next 3 weeks to accomplish the lessons that I have. I will put that in the basket. And I will be delivering the baskets to your home on this coming Saturday between 3 and 6 p.m. When I go into the classroom, they have sanitized the entire classroom. So I will go in, wash up, glove up, pack your child's stuff, and when I go to the next child, I'll wash up, glove up, try to be extra cautious. When I go to the copy room, I'm the only one there. When I'm done, it's cleaned for the next person. Again, wearing gloves. So I'm confident that any germ that was there before we left, it's had over 3 weeks to incubate, which according to the CDC, it just takes 2 weeks and you're done. So anything that was there is now non-existent. So I'm very confident that I can get in and out safely and keep your child's items safe and sound. My library books have not been touched in a month now, and so any germ that's on there is gone. And so I'm just going to do the best that I can to gather books that I think your child hasn't read and put those in the basket. You can always go online to Kent District Libraries. They have downloadable books that you can do for free, I believe. Christine Saul has a room full of books that she said she would set out on her porch if you'll just give her a call. And Mrs. Statler also had some, and one of the other places, I can't remember, but I'll think of it. But if you know of a place that gives books out, let me know and I can forward that to the other parents too. So AR goals. I set those because I want the kids challenged. I want them to reach for a goal. I know it's hard to get books that qualify for accelerated reader. All I'm asking is do your best and communicate with me. If you have books in your home that your child is interested in reading and is at or above their reading level, and you complete it, but you find out by using arbookfind.com that it is not an accelerated reader, let me know and we'll figure out a way for me to talk with your child about the book so that I can understand if they've comprehended what they've read, and we will factor that into the AR goal. I don't want this to seem as a huge wall that you're going to have to try to climb over. I want it to be used as a motivational tool for your child. I don't believe School Circle is going to do another reward. We can't all come on property, so I'll come up with something. But I don't want that to be the reason why we do accelerated reader. I also can log into your child's account and see what they've read, how they are doing. I can even differentiate between skills that the questions covered and find out if I need to do some reteaching specific to your child. So just continue plugging away at that. And let's see, I had my list here. Oh, desk stuff. Many of you have asked, can you get all of our kids' stuff out of our desk? I cannot. Kevin wants us in the building and out of the building as quickly as possible. I will try to grab essentials. School board is working on a plan to get those items to you at some point, but we just want to get prepared for the next 3 weeks of learning and then try to make those plans without rushing through and making a decision that maybe wasn't the wisest decision. When I drop off the baskets, I would love to give your children a hug. I would love to get, and talk with them, but I know I can't for your safety, for my safety. And so I would love it if I could just set the basket on your porch. If your child's there, I'll wave to them. We could talk from a distance for a minute, and then I'll have to go because I have to visit 14 homes. Also, any books that you have from my classroom, I sent as many home as I could on March 13. if you are finished with those, if you could put those in a plastic bag and set those on your front porch so that I can pick those up, that would be great, because I do need to get those back. Those are costly materials that I just would love to have back, so I don't have to purchase those again. So on Saturday, I'll drop off a basket, and I would love to pick up the bag of books that your child has not used. You can even put them in their book bag, which would be great, because then I can get those all back and wash and sanitize those too. So the book bag would be fabulous. So I think that about covers it for what I want to convey to you. I appreciate the work that you have put into it. I can't imagine what it would be like to have to work and teach my children at home. Mine are high school and graduated from college, so I do not have that complication. So please communicate with me. I am not going to be hard and fast saying, if we assigned it on Monday, I need to see the results on Monday. It's easier for me to keep track, but I can always log on to Seesaw at any time and just see who's posted, and I keep a running record and check off and kind of give your child a score once I see that work. So if you have a particularly rough day, just let me know, and if I don't see the work by the end of the week, I'll probably send you an email, say, hey, I'm looking for these items, and just communicate with me on how things are going. So at the risk of having 15 different lesson plans, 15 different videos, and differentiating between 15 different kids, I'm going to try to continue the whole class with additional instruction for those of you that I've talked to already. But I will try to run that just like I would in the classroom, but I will need your feedback. If I need to produce an additional instructional video, or maybe have a Zoom meeting time one-on-one with your child, I am happy to do that. Kevin has asked that we try to keep our time to the normal school day between 8 and 3, which never happens because I try to break it up, and I can always do work at night and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to be as considerate of your time as I can, if you can do that with mine. But I love what I do, so, I'm always on my computer at night anyway. So if you have any questions, just send me an email follow-up from this video, and I'll be happy to answer those. But I appreciate everything you do. I'm in prayer for you and for your child. And my goal is just to help them progress and continue moving forward and get them ready for 3rd grade, which they will be, and just encourage you along the way and provide as much support as I can. So thanks for learning. Thanks for all you do. Enjoy the rest of your spring break, and we will see you bright and early Monday morning. Have a great week. Bye-bye.